Hello pen friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I am coming at you today with a planner video. So here we go. I have my coffee here. I'm almost done with it. I actually did milk today instead of cream. I am trying to get more protein, so I did some of the Fairlife milk because it has quite a bit of protein. So I am excited. Yes, I also do the Fairlife protein drinks when I can. These ones are expensive. I love them so much. Anyway, to the planner. So I was emailed or reached out to this clever fox reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in their planner. And of course, Moo decides to bark the moment that I start this video. No, go play. And I said, sure, I would love to. So they asked me in their planner lineup what I would be most interested in. And I said, I am between the Weekly Pro Planner and my second choice would be the Teacher Planner, since I'm still trying to find my perfect teacher planner system. But they ended up being able to send me the Clever Fox Weekly Pro Planner. And I got it in the, what's this, amber yellow, I believe. I was really excited. I'm feeling these like ochre yellows, if you didn't know that, or this is your first time on my channel. I've been very into this yellowy color this year. I don't know why. It's not a color that I've ever really been like my favorite, but it's just working. So they have this in the box, how it works. I hadn't opened the box. The box kind of flopped open, but I hadn't opened it. So it is really fancy. There's table of contents, and I don't know if I need all of this. So that's interesting. They have daily rituals. We're going to open it up, but I really like how they have this, a vision board. And what do I want my life to be like? My 1-year goal, which is kind of fun. My 3-month goal. Mind map. I love mind mapping, but I don't mind map for goals. I mind map for other things, so that might be interesting. Monthly spread. So it's just showing you what, like, and giving you, I've never seen this in a planner system before. I do like this. This is how it works. So nice. They are dot grid pages. Okay. Well, so I just looked on their website and was like, all right, I'd like to try. So comes all bubble wrapped, which is nice. Bubble wrap almost doesn't fit this. The only thing that they have smaller ones too, I think. But I wanted one of their like whole planner pro because it was everything. I also said that they had kind of like a weekly like pocket one for your the pocket. I said that would have been my second choice if they didn't have this in stock, but it seems like they had everything in stock right now. So that's nice. And I sometimes like having these bigger planners for work. So we'll see how this is. Yeah, amber yellow. Nice. Okay. So it comes really packaged nice, so it's not going to get ruined. I just take these floppity things off. Okay. It is a softer cover and soft. So that's different than what I'm used to, at least for covers. I'm so used to the Archer and Olive covers, but this isn't bad. I like that. Now, I like that you can, does it lay flat? Yes, it does. Look at that. It lays flat, which is great. So what's this? A warranty card. No hassle. If there's an issue, you're not happy. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's open this up. There's the first page. And like with all first pages, it's 100% recycled paper. The real big thing I'm wondering is if this is fountain pen friendly, because that's going to make a big difference, I feel like, for most people who are here on my channel and follow me. Okay, so awareness and self-discovery. My vision board. So they had all of this in here, but this is what it looks like in the planner. Really big pages. This feels like it feels like it could be bigger than a B5 of some B5s, but it's huge. What do I want my life to be? Health and fitness, business and career, family and friends, relationship and romance, finance, personal fun. This stuff is really great. Like, I do like this, but you know, I don't know that I'd want it right in the front of my planner that I'm taking to school. So I don't know that I would fill these out, but they're nice for the people who want them. There's just not something that I need. And so, yeah, this was all the stuff and how it worked. So this is the mind map. Okay, this is all the stuff that was in that book. And then here's your month and year. So here's your month. I like that it's undated so that, because undated makes me happy, which is great. So things that I will do to make this month great: places to go and people to see. One thing I always wanted to do: skills and habits and distractions. And this month's goals. I do this in my dot grid journal. Where did I put my dot grid journal planner that I make up myself? I had it here. Okay, so here's my one right now I'm taking on, like, Traveler's Journal. My goodness, it's way different size-wise. Okay, let me go to my September page. I'll show you what I do right now. Where's my September? That is August. I know I have it in here. There. So I do have something like this, but it's usually on 2 pages. So it might be nice to have it on just one, but I do like to, and I can decorate this. This is 68 GSM Tomoe River paper, and it fits in my traveler's notebook. So I don't think it's going to replace that, at least, because of the way that I use this. Oh, monthly review. What were the biggest wins? What were the biggest lessons? Which I like this because sometimes I do find that I do this. The Artist's Way did this, but I like that it's sectioned out from 1 to 10 for health, fitness, business, family, friends, romance, personal development, finance, recreation, spiritual. Okay. This might be too much for me. I didn't like, because I didn't really see a whole lot of, okay, so that's what this is. So the front is your month calendar and your monthly review. Okay, is that, all right. Is that all it is? No, okay. So that goes, you get, I don't know how many months you get there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 months. Then you have another 3-month goal. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it looks like it must be 12 months, something like that. And then you have your 3-month goals. Interesting. Okay, so then here's the meat and potatoes of this. I do like this. So it's got your week, and it's a Monday start, which for me is really important because Saturday and Sunday, I don't really ever use my planner. So it's got it set out where you can write what you're doing, priorities, today's goal, which is exactly what I do every day. Like, I have in here, and I kind of, but that's what I do right here. And I fill it out. And then sometimes I fill these out and sometimes I don't. So it's nice to see that you have that here. This week's wins, lessons learned, how we'll improve next week. So this is all encompassing, which is nice. Habits and skills, which I usually have a habit tracker, personal to-do list, work to-do list. I'm excited about this. This is nice to try out. And then you have that for a lot of pages. I don't know if it's, but see, like, the thing I wonder though is with it, is that going to last you the entire book? Because that doesn't seem like it's going to last you all the months. Maybe it would. I don't, it's hard to know because it is undated, if it would last me a full year. And then here's the paper in the back. And so I want to go to the very back and we're going to do a pen test. So here is I have a Sarasa Grand. It is very, very smooth paper. And so this is your Sarasa Grand pen test. These are gel pens that I use the most. And this is the Shell Pink. This thing is huge. Holy smokes. I will say this thing is huge, which is nice. And also tough. But they do have smaller. They have A5 and everything. It's just that I went with the largest because sometimes I like the room for lesson planning. All right, so I have a broad. This guy is super juicy, even though it's a sailor. It is super juicy. We're gonna test this because this is the big thing for me. Is it fountain pen friendly? And so I want to get a nice juicy broad ink. And this is Sailor Shikiori Yozakura. And this is my Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini. And a broad. It's Benny White. Now, do I have a normal medium? Or are those all? It's because I have all my like sailors. I was working with those. Let's see here. Okay, I don't remember what was in here, but this is a normal medium. This is Yovo nib. I don't remember what I put in here at all. So that's probably why I haven't been using it. This is a Yovo nib medium. In my Asvine. P20. And I'm going to do a little doodle because I do doodle a lot in my planners as well. So let's do a little doodle in a medium because medium nibs are usually what I'm doodling with. So it isn't, but it doesn't look like it is feathering. That's my big thing is I hate, so one of the reasons I switched from my Archer and Olive notebooks is I hate feathering so much. And it doesn't seem like this is feathering. I don't know what GSM's this paper is. It doesn't feel as thick as the Archer and Olive as well, which is 160. So it might be like 120. It is thicker than other stuff because, I mean, he's a thick boy. So it is thicker than like Hobonichi's and everything. But yeah. Oh, look at that. Does it handle water? That it would be a good thing. Does it handle water? I also wanted to grab I have right here. This is a Diamine Forever in my TWSBI. It's a broad TWSBI. I want to test how it highlights. So I know it's not going to highlight over these without making a big bleed, but I do want to see how it handles different markers. Because sometimes I use different markers. Diamine Forever in a TWSBI. Broad, because that's really important to me, is how it handles that stuff. So let's see. Awesome. Okay. We'll let that dry because that takes a second. Okay, I got my Beam paints out. Beam is an indigenous owned watercolor brand that I love. So let's test some watercolor. I'm gonna just test watercolor over here and see how well it handles on the page. Because sometimes, every once in a while, not very often, but every once in a while I do like to do some watercolor. It seems to handle light washes, but it's gonna start, I can already feel it starting to warp and pill with the heavy usage of water, and which I don't do in my planners, and I don't expect planners to really take that, especially where this one is more like a productivity manager. I don't expect it to, but sometimes I do like to add a little bit of color to my pages and whatnot with watercolor. So I always like to test it. So that's nice to see. And it doesn't seem to be, it buckles, which is normal, but doesn't seem to be pilling, which is a nice tell. So that's nice. So it does work really well. I just pull out my paints and then I just want to paint. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but just pull it out and I just want to play and paint. And man, I haven't played with my Beam paints in a while, so I should probably do that this week. All right, so that is great. And then here are some of my Shikiori brush pens. If this can handle my Shikiori brush pens, I know it can handle my Tombos. And it is great. And again, I want to test and see if I can color and see how that works. And I'm gonna test with so it's September right now. So let's go September. E, P. Sometimes I have to remember how to spell things. And that's Sakura Mori. And then this is the pen tip. Yeah, that works really great. Now, can it take multiple layers? That's really important to me as well. How many layers of pen can I do before it starts getting and having issues? I usually like to dry in between layers. Maybe I should grab a Tombow. There is no rhyme or reason to the colors I grabbed in my Tombows. They were just the first ones I could find. But 526 is one of my favorite colors of my Tombows, so that works for me. And let's see. So I can go over it a couple times, which is nice because sometimes I like to do artwork. Especially like with these back pages, I would probably doodle a lot. So I want to make sure that this is set up for me to doodle. Oh yeah, it handles that really nice. This is good paper. This is great paper. I am really impressed with the paper. I had never heard of Clever Fox. They reached out to me, so that's why I'm kind of just doing my tests, because I want to make sure that I'm giving an honest review, and all the things that I look for in paper, this is one of them, is can I do crazy things like this? Because these are the things that I do the most. Okay, let's see. So there is where I started doing here. There is a little bit of starting to bleed. There is a little bit of bleed-ish. It's not bad. It's just minor ghosting right here and here. You can see where the paper buckled a little bit, where that watercolor was, but it's not too bad. So up here, the one thing that I would say, and even like when you look in the Yozakura was really, really wet when I laid it down. This broad nib, and I don't know if it's just this one, because this is the only Sailor broad I have. This broad nib is super wet and super juicy. I love it because sometimes I find the medium fines a little bit too much or like too fine for me, but it's really great to see that it doesn't bleed into the next page. And the Sarasa works great too, which is the Zebra Sarasa pens are one of my favorite gel pens. So yeah, this is a great little, oh, it didn't dry yet. So now I have red there. So this is a great little planner. Well, not little, but this is a great planner. My thing is that, so I did pick the one that's like everything. It's very goal oriented in mind, which is, some people like that. I sometimes have a little bit of problem, like my personal self. I don't want all of this in the same place. Like, I don't want to have my affirmations and my goal, like not goals I do, but I don't want to have my affirmations and like what I want my life to be like, that kind of stuff. Like, I have goals for the month, which is like, hey, I want to get this test done, or hey, I want to do this. I don't like to have this all in my planner. I like to have a different notebook, because if this was sitting on my desk and a student saw it, like, I don't want them to see. It's kind of like one of those things where I would want this one would be for a home, and where my home works really great. And yeah, so I would be curious to see if I would have liked the teacher one a little bit better, but I don't always, the thing with me is I don't always teach, and I wanted to see what it did. But this looks a lot like a Hobonichi Weeks setup. but larger, which is nice. So that right here, this is great that I have life balance. Like I don't focus on everything for life balance. I don't think that I need to every day, like romance and relationships and spiritual, not spiritual. So I don't work on that. So that's kind of, and personal development. I really struggle with personal development as a thing. So I'd have to like, I'll have to, when I'm going through this, I'm going to have to X out that on pretty much every page. I'll probably put stickers here or something because I don't want to see that in my planner. And I should have looked to see, but just this, I would have liked to see a little less organized. I would have liked to see, because you get this little section of dot grid, I would have liked to see a little bit more of that on here. But for people who really need this structure, this is great. Like, I think that they hit every single thing that you need. So yeah, thank you so much to Clever Fox. I am excited to try this out and see how it works for me and see what it's doing. I appreciate that they reached out to me and let me try this out. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the quality. The quality is great. I would like to see what their smaller ones look like a little bit more. I think maybe I picked wrong, but I was just thinking, oh man, that Weekly Planner Pro looks really cool. I wanted a bigger planner, but then now I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't want a bigger planner. So yes, it's hard. That's on me. That's not on the product. The product is great. Like, these are just my thought processes with it. So thank you so much to Clever Fox for sending this. Let me know down in the comments, have you tried Clever Fox? Is this something that you would be interested in? Are you feeling that this would be perfect for you? I don't know. It's another option. I know that we're coming into planner season with all of that stuff. I think if I were to get a planner, like if I'm going to spend my money, and I can't remember, I think this one's 40 or 50. Don't quote me because I can't remember, but I'll have the link down in the description. I don't know that I would choose this over a Hobonichi just because of the size wise, but I also don't know that I wouldn't, because I do like the paper a lot. I like how smooth it is. If Hobonichi had cream paper, it would be something different, but yeah, this is a nice one to try, and I appreciate that they reached out to me. So let me know what you're doing for your planner. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's hard. This is hard. Like, so right now I'm probably still sticking with this. I'm going to try to use this a little bit and see how it goes. But I'm still like, this little system here seems to be working the best for me. So I don't know, but it's also not working the best, if that makes sense. Working the best for me. I do want to try the Traveler's Notebook pre-printed one that they have, because they have a no-dated one too. So there's just trying this stuff out. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you're thinking and what you do or don't like about this, if you've used it. Yeah, I don't know, but that is it for today. I will see you in the next one. Bye.